Unakwenda harusini, ungependa sana kuwasili kule kwa njia iliyo bora zaidi ukiwa umebeba asali. Unabeba namna gani? Raha kabisa kusoma na sisi, kwa sababu hapa nilipo nimekuja kusoma kuhusiana na mizinga ambayo tunaweka wale nyuki tunawafuga ndani. Lakini je, unafahamu kwamba imekuwa ni safari tangu enzi za zamani? Unaangalia ile hadi tufike hapa, tunafika namna gani? Bila shaka kalamu yako, karatasi, andika, tekeleza baadaye. Bingwa ninaye hapa ambaye atatupatia nafasi ajitambulishe, atuambie mambo yanakwenda namna gani. Bingwa, vipi?
Salama.
Nashukuru sana, asante kwa kukubali kutupokea siku ya leo. Najua wewe mdogo namna unaonekana, lakini labda unafahamu mengi kuhusiana na mizinga. Naomba ujitambulishe, tuambie jina lako, hapa ni wapi, kisha unipeleke taratibu kuhusiana na mizinga mbalimbali.
Okay, my name is Roger Samlabu. I work with the apiculture venture as a trainer and operations project manager, that is field work. As apiculture venture, we deal with a lot of things pertaining the value chain of beekeeping, because beekeeping began in time immemorial, whereby our wazee used to do the beekeeping, and most of the time they used to go for hunting rather than just going and domesticating the bees. So there are a lot of equipments that they used to use. The first one, we have this kind of a hive. It's called a log hive, whereby it is hollow and it is made from the log of a tree, whereby you cut a tree, you scoop all the inner part of the tree, then you remain with that space. So all that space, it is the one whereby nyuki watakuja, wakishaingia ndani, wajenge, wajaze hiyo nafasi yote ndani. So hapa, mzinga ulitumika sana zama zile ambazo wengi wetu hatukuwa tumezaliwa. Yeah. Okay. So there have been that transition from log hives to these other modern beehives. So when we talk about the log hives, this is a sample of that hive, whereby you can just open it. It's kind of tough. Okay. Yeah. So it usually open on both sides.
Kwa ajili ya mtazamaji.
Yeah. So it's open on that end until the other end. Okay. So for this hive, it is one of the example of a fixed comb hive, whereby nyuki wakishaingia, you can't come and remove your combs and do the inspection. Ni ujipange, time utakuja kuangalia asali, unakuja kufanya nini? Kuvuna. Okay. And during that time, traditionally, walikuwa wanakuja wanavuna everything, leaving nothing for the bees. So there was a need for transition from the log hives to the Kenya top bar hive, which is example of a movable frame hive. So for this Kenya top bar hive, it is hollow like this one, but now there is that innovation whereby there is an introduction of another part, this part here. So this part, it is called a top bar. So this top bar, it allows you to do the inspection. When the honey is ready, you can inspect it and inspect the health of a bee colony. So from that, you can now administer or managerial activities, like if there is no egg laying in this hive, you can know how to come about to introduce new combs that has eggs in this hive. Then during harvesting, you can harvest easily compared to the log hive. So for this, it also has two compartments, unlike the previous one called the log hive. And this compartment, it is usually distinct by this. So for these, one side, it's called the brood box. Then the other side, brood side, the other side is called the super side. So it is hollow, but when you introduce this, it divides this Kenya top bar hive into two compartments.
Okay. Siri, kwa nini tunagawa mara mbili? Upande huu una nini na upande wa pili una nini?
Okay, now the first side, that is the entrance side, because we only have one side that has an entrance. The other side, it's block. So the side with the entrance, it is called the brooder side or the brooder chamber. And this chamber, it is where the queen lays eggs. It is where the queen coordinates the entire colony from. And then it's also the same side whereby you'll find pollen, you'll find the queen on this side, you'll also find honey on this side, and the brood. So on the other side, you'll only find honey. It is because the introduction of this structure called the queen excluder can only allow one type of a caste or a type of a bee called the worker bee. So the work of a worker bee in this hive is to make sure that the hive is full of honey. When it comes to pollen, it is full. So since the worker bee can access the other side, so extra honey, it will be stored in the super side. Because most of the time, this side will find honey. The other side will find honey. But now the honey that is on this side, it is for the brood. The honey that's on the other side, it is for the entire colony, and it is the honey that we usually harvest.
So wakati unataja kwamba kuna nyuki ambaye ana uwezo wa kuvuka kutoka kwa upande ule mwingine kuja hapa, ni nini hicho kinachangia awe tofauti na nyuki wengine?
Okay, kwa mzinga utapata kuna nyuki aina tatu. Nyuki wa kwanza ni worker bees. Then we have the drones and the queen bee. The drone and the queen bee, they're usually big in size, they are large in size, that is. So you'll find out that because of their size, they cannot go through the queen excluder. But for this remaining one called the worker bees, because of their tiny size, they can go through this queen excluder and go to the other side and store the extra honey. Okay. Yeah.
Kitu kingine kinajitokeza tena.
Yep.
Tumehama kutoka hapa, ni kipi ambacho mliona makosa ya mzinga huu ndo tukakwenda kwa mzinga wa tatu?
For this hive, the limitation why we shifted to the other hive, it is because extraction of the honey gotten from this hive. It was more hard, and most of the time you'll find out that it's not that clear because we used to squeeze, because we use the cutting method of harvesting. Now that cutting method of harvesting used to give honey that is more cloudy. The tiny wax could pass through the sieve. Because of that squeezing, unafinya wax inapita. Utaipata kwa asali. But when we talk about the transitioning, there was a need of just extracting only honey and remaining with the combs aside. And that's why there was an introduction of a new beehive called the Langstroth hive. This is a standardized Langstroth hive, whereby it has 5 parts. The first one, it's called the brooder box, and it's usually larger in size. This is where it serves the same function as the brooder chamber in the Kenya top bar hive. So for this hive, it has the brooder box, then we also have the queen excluder. I can just remove it. The queen excluder, this is the queen excluder. And then we also have another part called the super box. Then finally we have the top, then we have the frames. Those are 5 parts. Now the brooder box, it serves as the powerhouse whereby the queen coordinates the colony from. And this is where the queen will lay the eggs. This is where the nice worker bees will take care of the brood and the queen and the drones.
So tukishatoka hapa tunakwenda nini?
Then inside we have what we call frames. These are the frames. They are usually 10 in some hives you'll find we have the 11 in the brood box, 9 in the super box. Some hives will have 10, totaling to 20. So this frame, it is just pieces of wood that has been conjoined to form a rectangular shape that will serve as a space whereby the bees or the worker bees will build the combs and fill this space. Then it also has this strip. This strip is just to attract the bees because it is made from the combs. Now, combs, it is just their product. Now it is vutia huko ndani. Then from there, we have this queen excluder. I had already talked about it. But kazi yake ni kuhakikisha huyu queen mwenye huku chini hatapanda juu. So inamaanisha kaa hawezi panda juu, only the worker bees are the one that will get to the super box. And there's no instant if the queen can't come in the super box, so there will be no brood in the super box. You'll only get honey. So when we talk about the Langstroth, there have been a lot of innovations. Like this hive, when it is on top like this, when any animal comes and shakes this, it will kind of move. So there was an introduction of the locks. Okay. These are the locks. So it is just the same size, same hive, and all the dimensions are the same as this one. But now introduction of the locks, it gave it a different kind of whereby hii mzinga hata ugongwe vipi hautaanguka. Utabaki pale pale. Then from here we transitioned to this type of a Langstroth hive. It is called a Langstroth floor hive.